worked on by but only this BOCA Juniors player. But Gimnasia very content at the moment to come at the BOCA Juniors side. First firecracker of the day. Lost by Mannarino. One back, but illegally so. That challenge on the back of Oyos, producing a whistle from referee Marconi. So BOCA will be looking for inspiration from their crowd as much as anything. They tend to get a great lift from them in this stadium, which is extremely close and intimidating, quite an atmosphere to come into for any opposition. And just unable to work something out there, so Oliveira pushes it back. Batero. Well, no real goal-mouth action as yet. Most of the game being played out in midfield. That is the way, of course, in South America. But the two coaches, BOCA Juniors coach Emar and Ramos Delgado of Gimnasia, want a bit of action from their sides throughout the course of the 90 minutes up in the opposition penalty area. But Argentine football has had something of a reputation this season for not producing many goals. I believe the average per game was 1.87 just a few weeks ago. And obviously they want to improve upon that. And they do have a goal kick, I believe. Or is it a corner? Looked like a throw-in, in fact. Didn't quite go over the dead ball line. So BOCA Juniors throw being left here for Sonora, who takes it short. Villarreal. No way on the outside for Sonora, who loses out. And Gimnasia are able to bring that ball away. Well, that's a good one. It's a bit of a chase on for Mannarino. It was a well-hit pass. So the first few minutes have passed by without any great alarms for either side. Pretty strong tussling there by Abramovich, and that must be a free kick, I would have thought. No, referee says not. So the challenge from Oliveira, seen by the referee to have been a good one. That one isn't, by Villarreal on his opposite number 8, Heredia. Referee Marconi. Strong official, as is needed. 0-0. Easily out, but well won back by Garcia. And that's a rather sloppy clearance. The ball crossed and the header just wide. But a real warning there to the BOCA Juniors defence. They got themselves into a bit of a tangle themselves, and it was Depietri who finally gets the header in. There he is climbing for it, a glancing header, but he glanced it too much. It's the first chance of the game really, and it's gone to Gimnasia. Play allowed to continue. Good refereeing there. He might have thought of a free kick otherwise. Pico. No strength on Hoyce's header. So it's BOCA coming midway inside Gimnasia's half in these opening minutes still of the game. And certainly not finding it easy to prise open this Gimnasia defence at the moment. This throw again going to the home side. Back for Marcassini. Crossfield to Carizzo. Picks out Hoyos. Now Villarreal trying to thread it down the middle. The central defender had read the situation perfectly. And Simon plays it forward. Again it's Villarreal. And that's Sonora brought down. It'll be a free kick for BOCA. Well, we have the consistent chanting of the fans, but they haven't had a great deal to cheer about in terms of action from their side as yet. The only chance of the game falling to Gimnasia's Depietri. And now Gimnasia come away on the break again down that left touchline. They seem to be concentrating their efforts down there. And the ball just nicked inside. Now this is a chance. And here's a good run and brought down 5 yards outside the penalty area. And Depietri's speed and persistence there, winning the free kick. So Pagani, the young goalkeeper, will have to defend here against this free kick. It's Villarreal, Gimnasia's Villarreal, I should explain. There's one on either side. It looks as though he might take this one. A 4-5-man wall formed in front of him. There's the shot. Oh, and it's come away off the upright and just scrambled away. And the ball bobbling around inside that penalty area. Goal! Merlo. 1-0 Gimnasia. And that was all down to the inability of the BOCA defence to get that ball out of harm's way. So, celebration time for Gimnasia. It was well struck was the free kick. But goalkeeper Pagani, beaten on his post there, touched it against the upright, and then as Marcassini tried to get it away, it was turned back in by Galvani, and what a simple finish from Merlo. Well, it's a stunning blow to BOCA. That's where the trouble came. It was endorsed really by them not being able to get that ball out, and the full-back strikes. So it's BOCA 0, Gimnasia 1. And this promising start to the season by Gimnasia continues. But for the moment, Bertero, their goalkeeper, is concerned as Hoyos prepares to take a free kick for BOCA. Swinger towards the far post. Coming in there was Villarreal. The ball went harmlessly dead. Confirmation then that Gimnasia have a goal lead. This had in fact gone in any case. Well, it's not often BOCA Juniors find themselves in arrears here in their own den. The defender came sweeping in on the challenge. The referee thought that was worth a free kick. Got the ball. Again, it's Sonora. Trying to work things down that touchline with Pico. It's all very, very tight, as you can see. There are 4 or 5 players in a Herrero mix over there. The referee raised his whistle to his lips and eventually blows. Gimnasia is tackling good so far, and challenging for every ball as you would expect, and they're winning quite a percentage of them. It inside, and really imperative now for BOCA Juniors to get back into this game as quickly as possible. was booted away without any thought as to where it was going. The priority was just get that thing out, which is what Boca Juniors didn't do when the goals were scored. And here they come on the break once more with Depietri, who's a big and a forceful player. Depietri, and there is dashed forward, it won't count, although it's in the net again from the head of Mannarino. The linesman's flag had gone up, and I think Mannarino knew that, even though he threw himself athletically at the ball. It was a good run forward by Heredia, but he'd just gone into an offside position. When he nicks that ball across with the outside of his foot, Mannarino dives in first, it won't count. With a quarter of an hour gone, Gimnasia hold a priceless goal advantage, but they're defending. And that's a better one, and safe catch by Berti, with two men coming in on him, and the goalkeeper has stayed down. The local photographers get their pictures of him. There was the cross from Pico, the challenge on the goalkeeper by Hoyos, who I think he clubbed him around the back of the head as he fell down. And the goalkeeper decided that'd be quite a good time, I think, to take a rest. Down he went. In fact, he seems to be clutching his stomach rather than his neck, however. And as soon as there was movement up front from Gutierrez, he clung onto the ball. Still looks a little bit tentative. A free kick was given. Is now, and it's Boca's. Well, it was a confident run out of defence by Mocassini, who's here again on the ball. Cut out very well that time though by Galvani. Yet Boca haven't been able to get into any sort of a rhythm. They've not really created anything. That ball's gone dead, and despite the claims by Berti that he was pushed from behind, the referee saw none of it. And if he did, he wasn't thinking it was worth a free kick. Good long kick from Berti. Come away with Villarreal. Still Gimnasia lead here in Buenos Aires by a single goal. That's good skill. That's well played. Held things up nicely until the support arrived. That was from Sonora, and they've kept coming as well. And this is better from Boca. And the ball slashed away off the back of a defender, and just wouldn't come for Berti, but Marcassini drives them forward again. Looking for the flick into the middle, and it's all Boca for the moment. This is their most sustained spell of pressure. Villarreal plays it out once more for Sonora, who's here, clips the crossover, away from fullback Galvani. The shot by Hoyos turned down, and the ball is out of play. Villarreal. It's a bit more promising. That was where Sonora managed to work an opening for a cross. The ball was headed out off the side of his head really by Galvani. Touched back. And Hoyos and then Villarreal can't force it in. Kept in play just by Mannarino. Or otherwise. Well, he hasn't had much to do, hasn't Pagani, in the BOCA Juniors goal, but he has had to pick the ball out of his net. Consequence of only being able to tip it onto a post and then being rather helpless when there was mayhem around him. And again, BOCA will find it very tight down that touch line. Merlo, the goal scorer, is over there doing his tackling stint at the moment. Another cross. It's just too long for Berti to get on to. But here he is now, turning it back. The pass was well intended from Carizzo, and just a bit too much pace on it. Played himself into trouble there, Abramovich. Put the ball out, and there was no bad tackle, no evil intent, so it's Gimnasia's throw. Oliveira with it, waiting for movement up ahead. It wasn't forthcoming. Ooh, and that ball almost given away. At times they do play the ball out a little bit slovenly. No doubt about that free kick. It's Villarreal. Hustled his namesake off the ball. Here is the BOCA free kick. Found his man Gutierrez nicely. He wasn't able to do much with it. Gimnasia bring it away again. That's a slip by Merlo, and it keeps BOCA coming. Sonora. Just at times both sides are a little bit lackadaisical. And the blue and yellow flags belong to the BOCA supporters. This is the time when they need to get behind their side. Quite a few years since BOCA Juniors and River Plate were challenging together at the top of the Argentine First Division. We had sides like Rosario Central, Newell's Old Boys, San Lorenzo, Independiente up there, Argentinos Juniors. But at the moment it's so very, very open is this division. In fact, only 9 points separating top from bottom. Only a few feet separated the crossbar from the ball then. The shot was by Gutierrez. Now you see the build-up, and it's a bit of a toe poke from just outside the area. Just couldn't keep it down, though he did beat the keeper. Halfway through the first half, with Gimnasia goal ahead, scored for them by their left back Merlo. I think even I would have scored that one. He was literally 6 inches out when he rammed the ball high into the roof of the net. That's too long. It really was an almighty muddle in the BOCA Juniors defence, which gave him his chance. Here for BOCA, Hoyos. It's too long again. That's well played by Heredia. BOCA back in the possession. Now Gimnasia have it once more with Oliveira. Depietri cut out by Abramovich, who then lost it. He wasn't really aware that Mannarino was following him. It was almost like a Pied Piper coming away with it. Everybody followed him, wanting the ball. And that's going to be thrown to BOCA. Still, they haven't really tested Berti in the Gimnasia goal, which is why they're trailing. This looks better. That was a sprightly run down the touchline from Sonora. And there's the little touch. And it was a good touch as well from outside left Berti, number 11. He's produced a corner kick. The first that BOCA have had, and Hoyos is the man. Left-footed. Swings them in. They've sent Carizzo up there and Marcassini, and the header indeed was from Marcassini. Perhaps he'll get another chance. So the tactic might well be the same. A lot of hustling going on. It's roughly the same spots, and the keeper, Berti, gets a good solid punch on it. Sonora, again, the goalkeeper claims that the ball had gone dead before he got a touch. Referee Marconi says not. 3 corners in a minute. And Marcassini desperate to find some space in there. This time it's another corner, a 4th in a row. So Gimnasia living it on their nerve ends at the moment. Oh, and it went through about half a dozen players, and it's still in there. This time it will go dead, and it will be a goal kick. So they've survived. And every one of those corner kicks was hit to a similar sort of area, and the last one just eluded just about everybody, but they couldn't force it through. By Simon. He really skips around them, this Sonora. Most of the play seems to have centred on that side of the field. Crossed by Sonora. Too far. Oliveira got it out. There's Abramovich. Gimnasia toiling well. Abramovich already with his socks rolled down. He tends to play like that. Here's another of the same ilk. Berti. It's going dead. Things just not happening at the moment for BOCA. In fact, they have got a corner. Thought it had been signalled as a dead ball. The referee overruled his linesman. They've made nothing of it as yet. They'll make nothing of that. Abramovich complaining. They're going to get a little shove in the arm as he tried to pass the ball. Was his verdict on the decision of the referee. However, nothing too much was said. Still BOCA coming forward. They've certainly enjoyed the majority of the possession in the last few minutes. They've not done a great deal with it. Scoreline remains 0-1. Simon was the offender that time, and he has got a few words to say to referee Marconi. I imagine that Gimnasia will be quite pleased with the way they've dealt with these opening 25 minutes. It's been a capable performance. They've got a goal as well, which is more than can be said for the home side. Oliveira tries to pick somebody out, and does. He picked out Heredia. Has it back. Slices the ball over. Oh, and it was good hustling really by Mannarino. The referee said he used his foot, put his foot up there. He certainly made the defender think, the Spire. Takes his time. Eventually the ball went over there, courtesy of Depietri, who got his head to it. That's a lovely ball inside the full-back, and well played. Oh, but he was a little bit casual as Merlo, having got the possession, and he's helped out by Galvani, who flings himself into a header. There's the shot, floating over the crossbar. Sonora's finishing not as good as some of his other work has been. He literally had to let fly as soon as the ball dropped. Just one touch, left-footed, and it was rising all the way. And it's still Gimnasia 1 up. The scorer was Merlo. Marcassini giving it away, literally taken on by Villarreal, who wins a free kick. So they don't look unlike the two Villarreals. There they are, both in your shot together. Break for BOCA Juniors has just wandered away. Another one, number 7 for Gimnasia. Prepares to take a free kick. And then leaves it, I believe, to Navarro. Indeed. That's offside. It's Mannarino. BOCA managed to put some of their passes together, but as soon as they've gotten in and around the Gimnasia penalty area, that's where they've really struggled to find any way of having a shot on goal. Botero literally has been scarcely troubled. Do have a free kick, and Sonora is the man on the ball. Rolls it inside. Carrizzo gets it back to him. And here's his cross. 2 men up, and it could fall. It's a dodgy one, bouncing about, and it trickled off the foot of Pico and was then turned back by the defender. A complaint by Hoyos. It was Oliveira who got it back. There's the cross that causes the trouble. Now the Pico, number 7, climbs there, and it bounced off him, then off the back of Hoyos. It touched there the little back heels from Pico, and eventually it went through to goalkeeper Botero. So far it's not easy to see where BOCA are going to conjure a goal up from. That might be their best chance to ping in those sort of crosses. They do just seem to unsettle the Gimnasia central defenders a little bit. They'll just need a break, really. Throw is by Merlo. Header out is by Simon. That's a bit of a tangle. Just occasionally they play themselves into trouble, as they've done there. And once more is Depietri. That should be a corner off Simon. So Navarro wins it. And just by way of a change, it's BOCA juniors who have to think about defending. Navarro's corner kick. Headed on. Picking it up will be Heredia. Feed it back out to that touchline for Navarro. Offside. So it wasn't very well thought out. But again, the ball won in midfield for Gimnasia. BOCA, for all their delicate little touches, haven't really been making inroads too well, but they might do now. Good hustling, and this is a chance. This is lovely football. Pico is surely going to go in. It is now. It's an equaliser for BOCA. The scorer is Berti, but really Pico must take a lot of the credit as well. For once, it was a lovely move inside the Gimnasia penalty area, and I think the ball would probably have rolled into the net even without the final touch from Berti. That was strength that won that, and tenacity. Though he was brought down, but the move continued. Pico it was, and he just nicks it with the outside of his boot. It goes under the defender, under the goalkeeper. Now, would it have gone in? Well, it's a moot point. Certainly it was Berti who finished it off. And BOCA have their equaliser. So 1-1 it is. Pico there. It may have just gone in. It may have just gone out. Who knows? It doesn't matter. Berti's goal. And that's with 34 minutes gone. So we're back all square. And that's some considerable relief, I imagine, to BOCA in their own stadium and to their fans. 1-1. I saw one, obviously, Gimnasia supporter holding his head in his hands at the back of the goal there. He couldn't believe it, I don't think. So Botero had hardly been called into action before then, and then to be beaten by that rather soft little shot in many ways. That's all it needed, though. Here is fullback Mannarino. So the singing is just a little more lusty and a little more joyful. Touching it on the outside, winning a corner, Pico. Well, he did well for the goal. Figured prominently in the move. Now he's gone to try and make it a short corner. And up there, and bobbling around. And in fact, it was Carrizzo who got in, and Botero holding on gratefully. A little back flick to start with, and then Carrizzo climbs high. There was an attempted overhead kick from Villarreal in there as well. An easy stop for Botero. Pumps it forward, and that must be a free kick for the charge in the back. And I think it's going to be a booking as well. The first of the match. And it's Espinola. And he was certainly pretty forceful there. He just came rampaging in on the player. And smack took him out of the game. And that was worth a yellow card. That could well be worth a corner. Well, indeed, the referee says it was a goal kick. Well, that's twice I've been wrong, but he's the man in charge. Obviously, Oyosu was Trotting over there to the corner flag, thought along my lines. Some fans whistling, but it's not half time yet. There's a good 6 or 7 minutes to go. Matero pumps the ball forward. It's well met by Marcassini. Well, the ball was obviously played out by Berti, who felt that he should have had a free kick. He also claims that the ball struck the Gimnasia defender on the foot on its way. Now Carizzo's going the wrong way. Then he has to play it back to Simon. Sonora down the line. Cut out easily as he tried to find Sonora inside. But BOCA now, they've got it back on level terms. Look a little bit more buoyant. Stroking this ball around. Carizzo, Villarreal. 1-2 lays there. I think that was overstating the case a little. However, Pico sets off. He's quick, and Gutierrez gets it back. And here's a chance. Oh, it's just on top of the net from Sonora. Matero coming out away from his goal to have words with somebody. That was Gutierrez, and he just rolled the ball beautifully into Sonora's path. And it wasn't a bad attempt from there to get that ball across for Berti, and it just landed on top of the net. Clever little chip forward. That was intelligent goalkeeping from Bertero, although Villarreal was run it out of play, which wasn't too intelligent. So as the half comes towards its conclusion, it's still BOCA Juniors 1, Gimnasia 1. BOCA have only themselves to blame for the fact that they allowed Gimnasia to take the lead as early as the 9th minute, and then it took them another 25 minutes to get equal. Tira, Gimnasia once more. That's going to be a free kick as well, and he's rather angry about that, is Senio Navarro. And it's another yellow card. Seymour's got it this time. So 2 players booked. Seymour, BOCA Juniors joining Espinola of Gimnasia. Here will be Merlo with a free kick. He plants it high towards the goalkeeper. It's going to be a corner. Came off the BOCA defender, who was Berti. So it's Gimnasia finishing the first half quite strongly here. Got 1 goal on the sheet already. There's the corner, and the keeper punches it out. It's Pagani's punch. Coming straight back at them. They're not lacking in confidence at the moment, Gimnasia. Defender, plenty of time. Oh, gives it away again. Heredia, they really are making an awful mess of trying to get this ball out. There's the header in, saved now, and again the goalkeeper can't hold on. And the 2 players put each other off. Well, they really did make a hash of that, because both of them had a chance to score then. Still they come forward with Galvani. Now Carizzo, and he should clear it up. Oh, what a dreadful mistake. He's given the ball back. And a goal. Mannarino. 2-1 to Gimnasia, but really you'd have thought that BOCA were trying to present them with a goal. Well, they succeeded in doing that. wonderful defending. Not once, not twice, but only 3 times. That's why they're celebrating so much. He was yards offside. He had to be, other than the fact that the ball was given to him by Carrizo, a member of the opposition. Carrizo turns there, and he could have played the ball anywhere almost. Instead, he plays it back towards his own goal, finds Mannarino in the way, and the centre forward just tucks it away. He probably couldn't believe it. And Gimnasia regain the lead. But what on earth was Carrizo thinking of? Just pushes it straight to Mannarino, and he couldn't have asked for a better pass from one of his own players. I'm sure Pagani couldn't believe it. So with 3 minutes to go to the break, Gimnasia lead 2-1. And BOCA have to start the fight back all over again. And one certainly imagines now that their coach will have some very harsh words to say indeed in the dressing room when they get there in a couple of minutes' time. That's really disappointing for them, having got back level only 8 minutes earlier. They surrender the position once more. And really, you've got to say that about both goals. But although most of the blame had to be attached to Carrizo there were 2 other occasions where the ball should have been cleared. There was one where Heredia won it off the defender. Then the goalkeeper himself didn't really make a very convincing effort to stop the ball. And that's why Gimnasia are 2-1 up. Strange sort of a cross, but it's here, and a chance maybe before the break. Gutierrez, it's gone behind. Well, Gutierrez in a good position over there. He can't beat that angle. Eyes now are on the referee, wondering just how much injury time he might allow. Keep going, he says. And Gimnasia, if they go into their dressing room 2-1 up, will feel it's been a very worthwhile 45 minutes. Here has been beaten just the once by Berti. We're surely playing out the closing seconds of the half now. They'll be only too happy to play that ball back to Berti as often as possible. Well, it's not muted the supporters. There's another one for Gimnasia to chase, and bearing in mind the way they dealt with some of the previous attacks, no one would have been surprised at anything that had happened there. Mannarino wants some attention, and the referee wasn't willing to give him any. Play continues. Abramovic. Socks rolled down. Here's another one with socks rolled down. Hoyos. And the third one, Berti, but he's not found him. And oh, now it's Gimnasia who give the ball away. Pico. Nicely done, but poor control from Berti. And it's Depietri who brings it out. Given away once more. And that's a free kick. Oh, Villarreal there was caught by 2 of them, and Gutierrez as well. It's not Mannarino you're looking at. Slight confusion there. That is in fact Gutierrez, who was brought down. Mannarino is at the other end, so both number 9s featured there. So We're in the very closing seconds of the first half here in Buenos Aires. Boca Juniors have a free kick. They trail 2-1. They need a goal. Mannarino might pick himself up or not for the end of the action. Safely held by Botero. The end of the half. And Gimnasia, with goals from fullback Merlo on 9 minutes and centre forward Mannarino on 42 minutes, lead 2-1 because Boca's only reply, a goal from Berti after 34 minutes. Not for the second half, for some inexplicable reason, Boca Juniors have come out in the white shirts. They're in the white shirts now, and Gimnasia are in the dark blue shirts. What's more, Sonora has come on for Rodríguez, so number 16 there is actually a Boca Juniors player, Rodríguez, and they've almost swapped strips, which is an extraordinary thing to have happened. So don't be too confused. The team that was playing in the blue shirts in the first half are now playing in the white shirts. The team that was playing in the white shirts are now playing in the dark shirts. I'm sure it's just an attempt to catch we commentators out. I honestly couldn't see a great problem with a colour clash in the first half. If there was, there's just as big a one in the second, if not more. The peculiarities of football in South America, they never cease to amaze you. One thing we haven't forgotten is the scoreline. It's Boca Juniors 1, Gimnasia 2. And this is Gimnasia taking the goal kick. We have to bear in mind is that at least they are attacking the opposite goal to the one they attacked in the first half. That's going to be a free kick for Boca. The players feel a little strange as well, having switched shirts like this. That's Heredia. Intercepted by Hoyos. Heredia at least distinctive because of his fair hair. He wants the throw, and he's going to get it as well. So he's left it for his colleague to take. Rivera. There'll be another one. Of the spectators were as confused as I was when the teams came out. However, that's one clue there. Number 16, Rodríguez, is very much a Boca Juniors player, and he's on the field. That's Villarreal stroking it out there to Berti, the scorer of the Boca goal. And that is Berti winning a free kick. Trying to wend his way in between the two defenders, got brought down for his pains. Here's a cross, too flat. It's made by Galvani. That's Marcassini's throw. It's poor control. Saw an empty can thrown onto the pitch there from one of the spectators, obviously not too happy about his home side performance so far. But certainly those strict words will have been spoken in the dressing room. They haven't really got their act together in this match. That's why they trailed 2-1, particularly so in defence. Well, they really have made a dreadful hash of the 2 goals. They've handed them on a plate to Gimnasia. Lost it straight away. Carizzo will be having nightmares about that second Gimnasia goal, I imagine. They want to do much better in the second half. Now the sliced clearance. Garcia. Better by Oliveira. Nice skill. Now Garcia once more. Down the line. Depietri. Seems so tight when it goes over onto that far touchline. There seems to be no room for manoeuvre whatsoever down there. I don't know why that should be, whether it's an optical illusion, but it does seem much tighter over on that side with the boardings and everything than it does on this side of the pitch. Boca Juniors 1, Gimnasia 2, indeed, that is the scoreline. Substitute, Rodríguez, with a touch on that, but it wasn't an effective one. Abramovich has switched over to right back in this second half. With Sonora going off. Easily won again for Boca though by Hoyos. It's an inviting ball, rolled to Pico. There's Pico's cross, just eluded one man. And nicely done. Berti saw what was happening, came back, tucked it back to his goalkeeper, just when he thought the trouble was on. Here's Pico's cross. It looped in the air. Gutierrez was coming in. There is Gutierrez, who tries to, well, I'm not quite sure, I think he was in two minds actually what to do. Whether to try and find Hoyos or not. Berti was covering. This time there is a bit of space over that side for Rodríguez. Pico's taken up one or two good positions, and this time Otero manages to smother the ball. It stuck somewhere in between his knees. At least a livelier start by Boca to the second half. Pico has taken up a couple of intelligent positions, tucks it back there. It was an attempted back heel, and eventually it went through to Otero. Well, I've no doubt he was fouled in the process of hanging on. The referee thought so too. Whether I detect a smile or a grimace on the face. That spray might not cheer him up either. And of course, in South American football, both sides name 5 substitutes and are allowed to bring on 2 during the course of the 90 minutes, so there is a goalkeeper on the bench for Gimnasia, Noche. And were he to be required, Otero could go off and Noche could come on. A little groggy, but got him to his feet. That was in fact one of the Boca Juniors substitutes. The touchline. So they too could be thinking of doing something about this. That was Cesar. And it looks as though Botero's okay to carry on. Something about this match, the referee, Senor Marconi, has had very strict control of it. He's done a first-class job. Merlo is the man who got the first goal. And here he's taking up a more familiar role, taking throw-ins. Taking his time about it as well. Down the line, Mannarino just allowing it to run through, probably knowing he'd get the throw-in from Simon. Simon, one of 2 players booked in the game so far, the other one being Espinola. It's pretty obvious he's going for the longer one this time. kept away from him. And a free kick won by Rodríguez. Now Gimnasia. Whenever they come on the burst like that, they do look dangerous and have the players capable of prizing open the opposition defence. They lost it on that occasion, but there's no doubt that they have worried BOCA from time to time. And it goes to prove again what I was saying earlier, that there is so little between any side in this division. BOCA Juniors well up there, of course, just a couple of places behind Gimnasia, who themselves are chasing River Plate, the league leaders. River Plate, by the way, have made 2 signings recently, just to strengthen their bid. I honestly feel it's time they won the Argentine Championship again. Good defending. Had to do it, he had to get back. Gutierrez. No challenge forthcoming, so Gutierrez is allowed to continue and take up Pico's pass. Spreading it wide, out to Rodríguez. There's the cross. Not controlled first time. That was a slip. Abramovich steams onto the ball. Rodríguez trying to get it back to him. Forward again to Villarreal from Carrizo that time. Now Abramovich. This is much more fluent. Rodríguez at the hub of it. Well, you can see the fans continue to applaud their side. They are trailing 2-1. They are on the attack, however. Away once more by Garcia. He's done his role pretty efficiently. Those spectators and coaches and substitutes are so close to that touchline. Abramovich looked as though he might have just got a bit of a knock in the midriff. That was a bit of a lunge from Hoyos. I was just going to say the game has been played in an excellent spirit, really. There's not been a nasty foul in the match, and how rarely we say that in South America. Pico might get a shot in, drives it in hard. Oh, and the keeper makes a dreadful fumble, really. It was driven straight at Petero. Surely couldn't have surprised him. Pico kept it on the ground. He turns here nicely, works an opening for himself, cracks it in, and I think he hit the goalkeeper's knee, actually. He was a bit lucky there. It could well be that BOCA Juniors are going to make their second substitution shortly. Rodríguez has been on for the whole of the second half in place of Sonora, and they've also got Cesar without his tracksuit top on now, standing on the touchline, so one imagines that Rodríguez there is about to be joined by another sub. But we'll watch meanwhile this free kick for BOCA in a good position. Swung in, and the keeper makes a good punch. Out as far as Hoyos, and Hoyos drives it back in, and this time the keeper's positioning is good, his catching is good, and there's no way through for Hoyos. I think it might have just gone wide in any case. To be fair, the goalkeeper had to be sure. Forward by Garcia. That's nice. That's a good build-up. Excellent build-up, in fact, and tried to work it out to his right and couldn't do so. ball is pumped forward towards Rodríguez. Oh, and he was past his man, and that should be a booking. That really should be. And, well, I think he's going to be a bit lucky here, is Garcia. It's certainly worse than the other two offences. It's a bit of a stumble, obviously. But Rodríguez had got on the wrong side of him. But in fact, Garcia has escaped without a booking. For me, that was a worse offence than the one Espinola committed earlier. Because a goal could well have accrued. No complaints. It's BOCA's free kick. A mere couple of yards outside the penalty area. Number 10 is Hoyos. Instead, it's clipped in there, and again. Not to any great effect, I'm afraid, by Gutierrez. Disappointing this. It's Gutierrez, the further away of those two players on your picture, who clips it against the top of the wall and then puts it wide. Gimnasia continue to lead by 2-1 here in Buenos Aires. But BOCA are definitely coming back into this game, and that's a nice build-up. Good challenging by Gutierrez. He'll fly through the air with the greatest of ease, especially if he thought it was going to win him a penalty. But it was a good, strong tackle. Stocky little player. Here's the corner. An awkward one for the goalkeeper. Oh, and it came out of the outside of the upright. Now that is unlucky. Carrizo dashes back. Now the goalkeeper came back. Carrizo's header against the outside of the post, and it thundered back into play. It was scrambled away by Oliveira. These are definitely the best moments of the game for BOCA and attacking guys. This time the keeper comes, gets his palm to it, puts it out. It's only a throw. They're living dangerously. You do get the feeling this is the time maybe for BOCA to get level again. It's a concerted attempt. Out as far as Depietri. This is a little bit of welcome relief for Gimnasia, who for the last 5 minutes or so have been forced back all the time. Depietri over the top. Abramovich will come back at Gimnasia. He was a little too slow there though. Oh, so they gave him another chance. Carrizo finds Pico, and he's done nicely. Not the second time though. Heredia. Well, they'll take the free kick even though their own man is down on the ground. And, Merlo got a yellow card there. The referee is just confirming that, I believe. I'm not sure. I think Simon. Well, he's got one too. Ooh, and that one's headed out of play. So the combination between Botero and Galvania, the defender, wasn't too hot on that occasion. So it's BOCA's corner. They continue to pitch into the battle here. That's a safe one. Safely held by Botero. But just think about his kicking out. That's not a bad one. Oh, and the slip could be costly. Navarro goes in on goal, and he's got a man on his right. Tries it all by himself. He did have a man coming up. Whether he would have arrived in time to get the shot in is questionable. But at least he's got a corner for his side, and that was all down to intelligent goalkeeping by Botero, who played a good clearance out to Navarro, and it set up an attack. They could have scored from it as well. Here's the corner. Oh, and missed at the post and driven in. It's 3. And it's Depietri. And that was bad defending on the far post. Depietri gets the congratulations, and Gimnasia's fans are ecstatic. Their team has a 2-goal lead now, and BOCA might not come back from this. It was missed over there by Marcassini and punished immediately by Depietri. And that is so disappointing for BOCA juniors. They now find themselves 3-1 down. It wasn't quite that quick, but it was sharp, and Depietri is the scorer. And now we do see it again. And we see that Mannarino has gone down once more. Well, there have been a few bookings in the match, although, as I was saying earlier, I didn't think there'd been anything particularly malicious. But the scoreline, well, it's a rare one in South American football. We've had 4 goals already. And who's to say we won't have more? Certainly improved the average. I think the latest booking count is Merlo and Espinola for Gimnasia, Simon for BOCA juniors. Gimnasia again, they've obviously been lifted by that 3rd goal. They're in a very strong position indeed now, here in one of the most difficult stadiums in South America in which to play. It really is. Not many teams get away from here with anything. I always say they're lucky to get away alive. 3-1 it is. Perhaps Depietri's goal has really clinched the points, and now BOCA are going to make that substitution. It'll be Oyosu's the way, and Cesar will replace him with quite a job on his hands to lift a side that has a 2-goal deficit. They start again, good running. It's by Carrizo. Just over 20 minutes to play. Carrizo once more. It really was his appalling mistake 3 minutes before half-time, which tipped the scales very much in Gimnasia's way. That bad back pass. Straight to Mannarino, who could hardly do anything else but score. I'm sure Carrizo on the ball now is as keen to make up for that as anyone, but a further goal has been conceded, and Gimnasia well in control. Technical director Emar is going to be a very unhappy man tonight if this situation remains unaltered. And Gimnasia for the moment seem able to play their way out of trouble quite easily. Perhaps they won't now. Rodríguez tried to thread it through, cracked it against the legs of another defender. 1-3 it is. Berti through, that's a good turn by Rodríguez. Was looking as likely as anybody, and he manages to do well there. He got the shot in, beat the angle, didn't beat Botero though. But Rodríguez has been quite lively. You didn't think there was much of a way through for him there, nor much of a shot on. Surprisingly, it lacked a little in power. defence. He's involved again. Gutierrez turns away. That will be a free kick. And once more, it's important for BOCA to score now. If they've got any hope at all of coming back into this match, they need to get one now, very sharply indeed. Villarreal would clip it. Far post, easy catch. Tero taking it. He was unhindered. Do hold on to record a victory here that will certainly be of interest at the top of the division to them, because they are ahead of BOCA Juniors at the moment, just by a point, and this of course would stretch their advantage to 3 points, so it's going to have a considerable effect. Everybody's still chasing River Plate, of course, top side. It's another BOCA Juniors free kick. Ball being planted down by Marcassini. It was his mistake which let in Depietri. But there's the header. Not a bad try this time from Pico. He got this twice actually. He's not the biggest man on the field, but it's twice he's got up above defenders. Watch him now, number 7, middle of your picture. He goes across there and somehow gets his head to it where nobody else could. But the seconds continue to tick away. And Gimnasia is certainly happier about that fact than BOCA Juniors. Well played, an inviting ball for Navarro to run onto. Very deep cross as well, it's just too long for Mannarino. They mustn't dally on the ball over there. This is the substitute, Cesar. Cesar again. Over. Gimnasia do win, it will be their 7th success in 17 matches, and as they've drawn 6 as well, you can see that they're reasonably happy with life. This will certainly be regarded as one of their most significant successes. It's not all over yet though, as BOCA come looking for a second goal for themselves. Their throw. Marcassini to Pico. There's Marcassini's cross. And the punch by Botero gets it away. Not totally out of harm's danger though. Good running by Abramovich, but he lost his footing, allowing Merlo just to get a toe in. That was a pretty good touch finder. Merlo of the boyish face. Not a good touch forward from Villarreal. Those are the sort of moments that are agonising for home supporters. The passes just will not go to the target. Nothing wrong with that. He was challenging for the ball when it struck him, probably struck his arm, but it didn't matter. Still been one anyway for Gimnasia. cut out this time. Carrizo drives forward. Plenty of men up here still. It wasn't the best ball in the world, but it did get out there to Cesar. Some urgency certainly needed now. Carrizo has to keep going left. They've threaded it through to Berti though. Ball still bobbling around in that penalty area. And this is BOCA's free kick. So a chance maybe, referee Marconi there. On the ball once more. He's quite an imposing figure. I think that has counted for much today. Players have been well in control of their tempers. But BOCA juniors, 1-3 down, have a free kick. Marcassini takes it. Well, they survive it. Rodríguez turns it back. Hooked away by Merlo. Heredia. Just long enough for Botero's comfort. Well, they are a confident side, Gimnasia. You saw from that goalkeeper's clearance. I say, just think about every clearance does Botero, which is good to see. That's one to run onto though for Pico. Well, a difficult looping ball this time, but Botero's up there. And he's smiling. It should be with his side 3-1 up. Good defending that by Marcassini. Free kick again. Oliveira that time. Interesting place that the free kick was taken from. It must have been at least 10 yards away from there. However, the referee sensibly, I think, allowed play to continue. No point in being fussy in that position. Pico. No space for him over there at all. Just kept in play by Navarro. Typical winger. Not good skill, but that time he didn't work it out right with his front man Mannarino. Berti. No more than about 12 minutes to go. BOCA juniors 1, Gimnasia 3. But 1 for BOCA by Villarreal. Did well there. Tries to set Berti up. Run inside the fullback. Snuffed out for the time being by Oliveira. Finds his man well. That was good. This looks quite promising. Oh, it did. But again, it was the final ball just on the verge of the penalty area that let them down. Again, you saw Botero thinking about his clearance. It resulted in a free kick for Gimnasia. See some movement on their substitutes bench as well. They might just think of slowing the game down a little bit by bringing somebody on now. Never a bad tactic at a stage like this when you've got a 2-goal cushion. Take the sting and the rhythm out of the opposition. It's certainly been all BOCA in the last few minutes. There's Rodríguez. challenge this time by Galvani. He gave it away. And here come Gimnasia again. Surely not the indignity of a fourth goal conceded on their own ground. Who knows? They're in possession. There's the other one. Well, BOCA certainly haven't been able to get that goal that they were looking for to get themselves back into things. Hesitancy on the touchline there. It's as though Fernandez was going to come on. Well, I think one will do. There's Villarreal playing it square. Forward by Carrizo. They need something. Oh, that was a lucky cannon, but it wasn't in effect. And the shake of the head from Villarreal says it all. It looked as though it was going to be a fortunate ricochet there from Cesar, but in fact the ball went dead. Another move breaks down. And now indeed Fernandez will replace Navarro. Just to tighten things up a little bit, I imagine. Take the left winger off. Tighten up in midfield. Should have had his first touch of the ball then, didn't get it. The ball was lost to BOCA, and now a free kick is given away as well. Pico. Cesar. Oh, careless last ball again. A useful contribution from the substitute either. Only succeeded in giving that one away, and Villarreal finds Pico. Pico's shot off the mark. Well, he's had 2 or 3 efforts in the match. He's had a couple of flying headers. He's had a shot driven at the keeper. This time, he's quick to shoot. He spots his chance well, but can't find the target. Continue to hold out almost nonchalantly for the time being. The goal scorer, the third goal scorer, Depietri there though, loses out. As does Marcassini. I think Mannarino knew exactly where that ball was on the touchline. Garni has hardly seen the ball, but there he kicks it forward. It's a lovely turn by Gutierrez, and he gets away from his man as well. Pico forward, here's a chance. Rodríguez with the shot. Rodríguez with the goal. 2-3 it is, and driven in off goalkeeper Botero, and BOCA are back in it. But has it come too late? He seems to wonder himself almost if the goal stands, but it does do. He made a good blindside run and smacked in the shot, and I think it came off the goalkeeper's knee actually. But substitute Rodríguez has done the job he was brought on to do. So some jubilation in the background from one of the fans. There's a lovely ball pushed out by Pico, and that's where it went in off the keeper. No wonder he peaks the ground in despair. Rodríguez the scorer, and it's now BOCA Juniors 2, Gimnasia 3. Only minutes left in the game. But it's given them some encouragement, and it's given Gimnasia something to think about as well. All of a sudden that lead seems a little more tenuous. to take it on. Fernandez. And they'll hit long balls forward now for Mannarino to chase. He'll have to do it all by himself. That sends his man sprawling. He won't be allowed to get away with that. Challenge on Seymour. Who uses the whistle. And who knows, the fans might just think that they've got a chance now, the BOCA fans that is, just to go in arrears. Cut out easily again. Oliveira has had a good game at the back. Mannarino turns it out wide right again. Oliveira had continued his run and still does, and he should get a crossover here. Oh, there could have been trouble. There might still be. Depietri just couldn't turn. Well, it's certainly been one of the more exciting matches that we've witnessed this season. 5 goals, really a luxury. Way above the average. Well, in fact you could see it was Rodríguez who was offside. Now I suppose it's the turn of the Gimnasia fans to whistle. All want that full-time whistle blown as quickly as possible. But here is Pico for BOCA Juniors. And it's allowed to run by Berti. He really needed to try and bring that one down. He allowed it to go and the ball went out, as you could see. That's why he got the bird. Brings this side forward again, and he did enough to put the opponent off. It's a rather intimidating lunge at him. Didn't make any contact, but it was sufficient. Well, again the urgency there on the face of Pagani. Team are still one behind. Coming on the attack, looking for Rodríguez, the scorer of that last goal. A bit of a high kick, it's in there again. Out once more by Garcia. Villarreal tries to calm things down. And it's still not all over. Another cross towards the keeper. Again it's out from Garcia. And Mannarino continues to tussle for it. Villarreal. Pico. Rodríguez went down on the edge of the area. No foul. Back by Seymour. It really is all one way now. As Rodríguez tries to get round Merlo, who started it all off really today with that first goal. In the 9th minute. Simon, spirited running. Now, can he supply the cross to go with it? Yes, he can. Oh, over the top. It was Berti who came in. What a good full-back Simon is, though. He got round the back of the defence, got his cross in as well. And it was Marcassini, in fact, up in front of Berti. Good ball. One for Pico to chase, and he'll harry, and Oliveira will put the ball out. Oh, and you see the frustration reflected in the reaction by Pico. referee has glanced certainly at his watch. Is there time for Boca Juniors to make it 3-3? The ball is chipped towards the edge of that area. Away again. One back by Carrizo. Forward. Could be just that bit too long. It's an unavailing chase by Berti. The referee has certainly been looking to his two linesmen to ask whether they confirm his opinion that we've had 90 minutes. We had confusion at half-time with the changing of the two strips, so we could well have confusion over how long to play as well. Still Boca Juniors come looking. They've got to do, of course, they've got to throw everything, and if they'd shown this sort of enterprise a little earlier in the match, they might have got something from it. They might still, of course. They're 3-2 down. As we play out the final seconds, Pico tried to get in there. Now Villarreal back in. Still it's there. Oh, and finally over the top of that crossbar once more. Goalkeeper Botero is entirely unhappy with his defenders. Villarreal turned it back over. It was headed out, and it was Marcassini who came steaming up, but couldn't keep his shot down. Well, despite the complaints, the referee just says get on with it. We're almost there. And it will certainly be Gimnasia who will celebrate that final whistle the most. If it comes now, it hasn't come yet. We've had more than 90 minutes by my watch. However, Abramovich, another chance maybe. There's the cross again, and the keeper dashing around on his line. And it's all over, it's not a corner, that's the final whistle, and a victory for Gimnasia. Villarreal says surely there's more time to go. Referee says no. So despite the goals from Berti in the first half and Rodríguez in the second near the end, it's victory for Gimnasia. They celebrate a 3-2 success here at Boca Juniors with goals from Merlo in 9 minutes, Mannarino after 42 and Depietri after 64. So, Gimnasia are fifth with 20 points. Still 2 places clear, but 3 points clear now of Boca Juniors. River Plate lead the league table by a single point.